You definitely went to Islamic school yourself, right?
I did, and I actually got expelled from one.
Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. It's your brother Ibrahim Salman with ICNA Relief, back at it again with another unnecessary, unwarranted, completely unscripted episode of Unscripted. Joining us today is none other than Ustad AbdelRahman Murphy, the barista himself. How are you doing, Ustad?
Alhamdulillah, doing well. Alhamdulillah.
You look ready for a setup. This is some kind of evil machine. I don't know what it does.
It's an investment. Let's put it that way. It's an investment.
As with every episode of Unscripted, the rules are simple. Ustad AbdelRahman Murphy is going to be making a 5-star cappuccino for us today. In this time, I get to ask him any question I want, and you better believe that I'm going to abuse this concept. Ustad, are you ready?
On the call. Yes, I'm ready. Sorry, Musa's here with me too.
Awesome. The more the merrier. All right, start us off and explain what you're doing while you're doing it.
Okay, so first step is that you have to have 18 grams of ground coffee. That's what gives you your double shot. So right now I'm just grinding it. And on this side of the machine, I have my scale and everything. Make sure that I get it.
So on the topic of coffee, what car do you drive?
If I have the kids, then we got our Honda Pilot. And if I don't have the kids, it's just me running grocery errands. There you go. There's some coffee there, ground coffee. Then I got my Honda Cross Tour. I'm a Honda guy. I drive only Hondas. Not really big into cars. I'd rather spend my money on coffee.
What's your favorite dish in the world?
Definitely going to be a cheeseburger or lasagna. Either one.
Interesting.
My favorite. And alhamdulillah, I've been able to work on making both during the quarantine. So I'm getting better and better.
Why do all the good chefs live in Texas?
No state income tax and good schools. You can go to a lot of places, especially, Sheikh AbdelRahman, my teacher, and others. They travel a lot. We all travel a lot. So having a big airport is important so we can get to places efficiently.
Whoa, what did that just do? The puffy thing?
That's steam. That's to make sure that your milk is nice and frothy.
So let's get into some fiqhi questions right now. If my horoscope tells me not to read my horoscope, should I read my horoscope because I'm a good Muslim and I don't believe in horoscopes?
Are you awake or are you asleep when this is happening? If you're awake, then you should probably stop. If you're asleep, then the pen has been lifted on you, so you're fine. You're dreaming, but you shouldn't do it when you wake up.
If you could change one thing about Islamic schools, what would it be?
Wow, that's a conversation in of itself. By the way, I just want to give you guys a little
Oh my goodness, that is a work of art.
Actually, one thing about Islamic schools, what would it be? Probably the Islamic curriculum. I would change it up a little bit from it being heavily focused on memorization and trying to memorize and recall information, and I would probably focus it more on seerah, things like learning the life of the Prophet ﷺ, and also a lot more imani conversations and topics like how to build one's faith, purification of the heart, etc., connecting to Islam, more than just memorizing. Obviously, memorization is important, but more than just memorization.
Interesting. And you definitely went to Islamic school yourself, right?
I did, and I actually got expelled from one, and I taught at one. So I've had every single experience in Islamic school that anyone could ever dream of. But I do appreciate, the goal of trying to have environments for children to grow up with Muslim identity and proud of their faith and learning. I appreciate it. Inshallah, we can get some work done in them.
So can we have another look at that cappuccino?
Yeah, sure. It's not my best work, but
let me ask you a question. If you could open your own coffee shop, what would you call it?
We actually have one in Dallas called Suhbah. It's a part of Roots. Yeah, our community center that we run here, we have a coffee corner called Suhbah, which means companionship in Arabic. So
Suhbah. Okay.
Suhbah, yeah. So the whole idea is, coffee brings people together.
Choice between Americano, macchiato. Is there any preference?
Cortado. Cortado is all the different names of drinks mean different things. So they have different ratios. Cortado is a 1-to-1 milk to coffee. So it'll be 2 ounces espresso, 2 ounces milk. I like my coffee strong.
So what do you call 100% milk? Milcado?
That would just be probably steamed milk. That's for our 3 and under clients.
So you wouldn't serve that to me? You'd have to ID me?
Yeah, I'd have to ID you. I'd have to give it to a child to hand it to you first to legitimize it.
Okay, I'm assuming the phone you're using is an iPhone?
Yes, it is.
Could you please detail what is the proper tawbah for somebody who uses a Samsung?
Man, subhanAllah, the scholars differ on this. It's one of those things that, it just makes life so difficult, man. When I see someone with a green bubble when I'm texting them, I'm just not motivated anymore to have a conversation. I need blue bubbles. Allah Ta'ala says He can forgive anybody. So I'm not one to close the door. But no, I understand, especially, I've been tempted a few times. Apple's made some funny decisions, but, as I've gotten older, I've realized that these things matter less and less, subhanAllah. What matters more is having a coffee machine at home.
An Apple coffee machine.
I don't know if I'd go that far. Because then it would be capturing your data on what you drink every day and sending it back to Apple.
So if I was in a coffee shop and, subhanAllah, I saw an interesting sister, is there a permissible halal pickup line I could use? And if so, like what would be your preference or your recommendation?
I would probably tell you to just go home and make dua istikhara before you made any move. It's crazy, man. I think a lot of these things happen organically. School environments, work environments, community environments. Pickup lines, I don't think I've ever heard a story where they worked. So I would probably avoid that unless you wanted to get rejected.
So you don't recommend me going up to a sister and saying, MashaAllah, Allah gave you everything except my number?
That would be a great story of rejection to tell later. It probably wouldn't work. It probably wouldn't work.
Noted.
Yeah.
Noted. While we're on that topic, what is the biggest myth young Muslims have about marriage when trying to get married?
I can probably give a few. The first myth would be that, compatibility is about what kind of movies you like, and what kind of books you like, and what kind of food you like. That's not what compatibility is. Compatibility is, do you enjoy spending time with this person, talking to them, and do you connect on really important issues like what you believe about the world and different values? That's number one. Number two, they have that statement that you don't marry the person, you marry the family. It's not true. You don't marry the family, right? You don't have any responsibilities in terms of that to the family, and they don't have any to yours, but you do become a new sibling, you do become a new daughter, a new son. So you're not marrying them, but you're entering into the family.
Childhood video game?
Oh man, Mario Kart. A lot of RPGs, Final Fantasy.
You ever played Halo?
Halo? I played Counter-Strike. Halo, actually, I'm pretty old. I'm 32. So I played Counter-Strike when I was in high school. Childhood for me is like elementary school. That was Mario Kart.
Right.
All those games.
So if magic is haram, what's with that smile?
I don't know. We call this karama. We call it a miracle. Allah Ta'ala grants to those who He wills. This smile is only unlocked by coffee. All right. Otherwise, before I've had my coffee, it's the exact opposite.
Okay. Here's a question. When you establish the rules in your classroom, do you call it Murphy's Law?
No, but I need to. That's a really good idea.
I think you need to. You just need to write down about Murphy's Law and just go like, all right, no talking between this. Here's one more question. What is a dead giveaway that someone is with the MSA?
I don't know. It's been a while. Oh, that you can't find them on Fridays at 1 p.m. They're missing. They've gone missing.
Where were you on Friday the 13th between 12 p.m. and 2 p.m.? And then you just have like every guy with a beard and every girl with a hijab was just mysteriously missing on campus that day.
Yes. All at Jummah prayer, like good people, mashallah.
Is the country named after the animal, or is the animal named after the country?
Wow. I think in this case, we're talking about Turkey, right?
Indeed, we are.
I would say the country, because surprisingly, they don't eat turkey there. The country
they got some good meat, though.
They have delicious food. Yeah. But if you ask for turkey, they don't know what you're talking about. They're like, you're already here. Why are you asking for that? Stars
or sunset?
Sunset, for sure. Texas.
Since we're in the Udhiyah season right now, have you ever slaughtered an animal before?
I've never slaughtered an animal. I've been multiple times because in fiqh we have to learn in classes like with Sheikh Nasr, we had to go and learn the process and see it, but I've never done it. Would you want to? Want to? I don't think I would, but I probably will end up doing it because it is a sunnah that I should probably fulfill. Every time I was offered the opportunity, I can't help but see my my cat. And so I get really emotional and sentimental. I'm like, I'll let
I was going to ask you to slaughter the cat. Come on.
Yeah, I know. I feel bad for the animal, but I'll do it, inshallah. Maybe next year, inshallah.
Nice. Okay, if you could sit down and have a one-on-one with any celebrity in the world and give them dawah, who would it be?
And give them dawah. One time I asked Derrick Rose to convert to Islam, and he said no. True story. The basketball player. I sent him a message on Facebook before he was in the NBA. And I told him that he should, look into Islam, and he said maybe later, or like no thanks, something like that. He was nice about it, but I think I was like 16 or no, I was like 18 years old. Yeah.
Have you ever been confused for Suhaib Webb?
Every day of my life. When have I not been confused for Imam Suhaib?
Actually,
yeah.
So I was thinking about that. I was like, it's probably going to be a no, but I don't see the resemblance.
Yeah, I actually don't either. I think people just think that all white people look alike.
What is a skill that you just can't do?
That I cannot do? Art. I'm not good at paint, like actual art. I can do digital stuff, but I can't do physical art.
All right, let's finish it off nice and strong. If you were trapped on a desert island with one other sheikh in the world, who would it be?
Oh, Sheikh AbdelNasser for sure.
Oh, thank God, because when I asked him, he said you, and I was like, it would be so awkward if he said someone else.
Sheikh AbdelNasser for sure. Oh, you don't even gotta ask. You already know that that's the case.
So you guys would be sitting around doing your magnum opus together on this island?
Oh, we would just be sitting around probably grilling and hanging out and making jokes. Well,
Jazakallah khair. Honestly, I was not expecting the cappuccino to look that good. I thought you were just gonna, throw something in a...
Seriously, we take it seriously.
Yeah, you said you're not good at art, but I'm like, that's a work of art, right?
That there. Is, you're right. Maybe that's my paintbrush, maybe. Yeah, man, and mashallah, that I always tell everybody that the only reason why we can exist with some sense of confidence about our accountability with people in need is because of people like ICNA Relief and other organizations that do relief work. That, when we talk about the different obligations that we have as Muslims, that ICNA Relief is helping us fulfill an obligation. That's a big deal. It's a big deal, the relief organizations are helping us fulfill that obligation of zakat. And so we need to, really, really make sure that we stay in touch with, that we support the work that ICNA Relief is doing, inshallah.
Jazakallah khair. Well, I hope you have a great Eid, and maybe not this year, but next year you will be slaughtering, and you will be telling us about your experience with that.
Inshallah.
Jazakallah khair for everyone for listening. Tune in next time for another episode of Unscripted. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.